Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we're going to do today is we're going to listen to the first few minutes. This is a 10-minute video. I'm not going to play the entire thing because it's not necessary. But this is the first time, this is video of the first time that Kamala Harris has addressed anything publicly or spoken publicly at all since losing the election to Donald Trump. And this was actually part of a longer video, which included Tim Waltz and which included another young lady that was a part of the campaign. So before we start this video, things that I want you to focus in and notice, because it's about what's missing rather than about what's here. First of all, she does seem inebriated. Like, all jokes aside, Kamala seems like she is high or drunk. She seems even more like not really focused than usual. Then you have the customary word salad that doesn't amount to anything. But then also what you have is a lack of addressing the elephant in the room, which is that debt that the Democratic Party is in. What happened to more than $1.5 billion to such an extent that you are $20 million in debt, and you have people like Miss Lindy Lee, who has been contacting and speaking on media platforms about the position that you've placed her in, and probably so many other people who were working on the campaign, as being a person who was procuring donations, both large and small, and having to answer for where that money went in general, right? Because not only did the Democrats lose, it was just a landslide. It was lost so badly. And it is like, where is this money? That's the big question. And I think people aren't asking it enough. It's not getting the focus that it should be getting. It's trying, in my opinion, it's like the media is trying to push that under the rug. Like, we don't have to answer for that money. It's not funny that that money's gone. And I think people really need to pay attention. This woman went on a luxurious vacation after that election, after losing it. But the Democratic Party is broke. So I just want you to listen for a little bit. I'm going to do my little overlay thing. And I'm going to play the first few minutes of it. Just listen to this foolishness.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Back at you, brother. You are such an extraordinary leader, and we have become lifelong friends. I just, in front of everyone, I want to thank you, Tim. You lead with courage. You lead with heart. You see the people. You care about the people. You believe in uplifting the dignity to which all people are entitled, and you do it and you have a sense of fun when you're doing it. But you are an extraordinary leader, and obviously the people of Minnesota are very, very lucky to have you there. But you are a national leader and a dear friend, and thank you. Noelle, thank you for your work in Pennsylvania and all that you did for our campaign. And let me just say to everyone on this call, I am so grateful for you, and I'm so thankful to you. I'm thankful for your love of our country and your willingness to put the work into it. I'm thankful for the faith that you put in me and Governor Walz and our team. And I am thankful because I know your character is such that you're not going to get knocked down.
Hello, I'm Patrick Stewart. I believe in help.
And you're in this fight, and you're in it for all the right reasons. And I know that about you. It's why you're part of this call right now and all the work that you did over those 107 days and even before. That's your nature. And the outcome of this election obviously is not what we wanted. It is not what we worked so hard for. But I am proud of the race we ran. And your role in this was critical. What we did in 107 days was unprecedented. Think about the coalition that we built, and we were so intentional about that. You would hear me talk about it all the time. Being a daughter of parents who are active in the civil rights movement, I know and believe that the best movements that are about progress in our country mean that it's leaders that we are dedicated to the coalition, to bringing people together that seemingly have nothing in common, but have everything in common. A coalition where we bring people together based on a deep love of our country and our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our willingness to put in the work, and that we will do that work with a sense of joy, yes, with a sense of work ethic and understanding it's going to be hard, but it's good work. It's good work. To be engaged in a collective fight for America's future. And it means so much to me and to Governor Walz that you knocked on doors, you called friends, you called in favors. You said, hey, I showed up at your softball game. Now I need you to show up at the campaign office. You put in the time. It was personal for you. And you gave all that you could to support our campaign. Because of your efforts, get this, we raised an historic $1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion from grassroots supporters alone, the most in presidential campaign history.
Right. Exactly, Miss Kamala. So now what happened to it? Because you mention it, you're trying to talk about it as a bragging point, but now that there is evidence and proof that you all are in debt, despite having raised $1.5 billion. That's billion with a B, not 1.5 million, $1.5 billion. You're gonna bring it up as a talking point to try to brag, to try to act like, you know what I'm saying, y'all was doing things the right way and all of that type of stuff. What happened to it? Why is it that you don't have it to such an extent that you're in the negative about it? Not only did you spend it down to zero, you spent it down beyond zero. That is what a debt is, ma'am. But you're gonna say that, but you're not gonna follow it up with, yeah, and I know we went into debt, and I'm sorry about that, but the reason why is because blah, 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 blah. So you're not going to address the elephant in the room. And this is the person that they cried about and they wanted to be the president. This one that can't take any accountability for anything that happened. I still have not heard, in all of that dribble that she was talking just these past few minutes, I have not heard one shred of accountability, one shred of self-reflection. I have not heard one shred of her taking any and saying, you know what, we lost. These are some of the reasons why we lost. We're going to try to come back and do better in 4 years. We're going to run again, and we're going to have a renewed energy because we're going to have a renewed mind. Never says none of that. Still thinks everything is gravy. And all of these little shields that's running these media platforms like The View and all of this other stuff, they're paid to keep you on the plantation thinking that this type of stuff doesn't mean anything. And that is lightweight, that she would get on here, appear to not quite be as sober as we would like her to be. And yet again, talking that word salad. Ain't said nothing worth nothing. Even in this moment of defeat, you have not thought about what to really say. Still can't connect to the public. That was a crazy intro. That was crazy work. Her intro to this talk. Back at you, brother. Like, who you talking to? And they've accepted black. They have black people accept this type of foolishness. And they accept this type of talking to them, but you're not saying nothing, and we don't critically think about what's being said and better yet what's not being said to us, and we don't apply it. If we quote unquote supposed to like you as black people, then it doesn't matter what you do. I'm so tired of us as a group. Nobody's saying nothing about this. Where's the money? That's not funny. That's not no laughing matter. You allocated all this money to Oprah and this one and that one to try to, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, all of that, paying this one and paying that one in a situation where you don't actually supposed to pay the people who are endorsing you. They supposed to contribute to your campaign, not the other way around. I think that was used as a smokescreen to cover up the money being gone. Because even when you think about the breakdown of things that was paid for, that still don't add up to $1.5 billion. That didn't add up to me. That math was not mathing at all. And here she come again with that so-called little feel-good talking, which I don't know who is supposed to be feeling good listening to it. You're not uplifting nobody. I don't know what she thinks she doing. The people around her can't stand her, which would include her husband, because if her husband loved her, he would have strictly forbid her to get on this camera and do this stuff. He would have told them, hey, you got to come back later. Come on. You know she going to get out here and embarrass herself? Because this she a representation of you. This is the sitting vice president of the United States, everybody. This isn't just a person who ran for the presidential office and lost. She is in an office right now. The second highest office in the land. Let's see, do she answer the question? Do she say anything about this money other than the fact that they raised it? I'm gonna let it play just a little bit more.
Nearly 8 million donors contributed an average donation of about $56 to fuel our people-powered campaign. And understand that the work that we did included the work that so many of you here did, which is to talk to first-time voters. Many of you are first-time voters.
That don't add up to nothing. Don't nobody care about nothing she just said. She did not address where the money went, which we knew that she would not, and she's not going to. She's not gonna address that. She's never gonna address it unless somebody brings some charges or something like that. Once she's out of office, if somebody bring up some charges, that's the only way that she'll be forced to address it at all. Other than that, you're not going to hear anything about that money. And that's the crazy part. It's so many black people that's still riding with the Democrats, but they stole your money and laughed their way on into whatever they laughed their way on into, and you're not any better off. It didn't help you at all. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.